Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner Albert Cameron. Albert, once a year, we like to do a special, whether it be Final Four. Now we're into baseball. By the way, look down the road, we're going to have a draft special.
Right.
We've had uncanny luck there, but we'll talk about that another time. But let's talk about Major League Baseball. First of all, let's set this up a little bit. This is a new year in that 2 years ago you had the COVID. Then you had the all-in-one ballpark, wear a mask, you couldn't go here, you couldn't go there. This is really the first year in 3, I hesitate to say, normal.
Yeah, that's the word I would use it too, George. And I think the baseball fan like me who loves baseball is happy to see that they're going to play 162 games.
No empty parks.
I was kind of worried about that. I thought they might change to 140. I wasn't sure what they were going to do.
You know me. I don't count the Dodgers at 60. That's not on my title list.
Right.
The Lakers.
You said it all along.
I mean, I'm half being goofy because I don't care for them. But in my mind, the Lakers didn't win in that bubble, and I know a 60-game season's not baseball. Right. That we've always spoken here. It's the marathon of sports.
That's why it's so special.
Right.
No
That's why I don't
game.
like as many teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's no clock in that game.
No.
There's no question. And but there are changes coming. No question. Even though we went normalcy, the playoff system has been expanded from 10 to 12 teams. That's a change. No one-game playing anymore. 2 wild card teams in each league. So there are changes, George, on how the playoffs are going to work. I'll have to get used to that.
Yeah, it'll take a while. But you know what? In April, you don't worry about October who's in. You know, come July, August, you could start saying, well, so-and-so's out of the... Like right now, we're glad it's back, as you say, crowds for the first time, which, by the way, Albert, they're going to have to earn their crowds. We've spoken about this, the demise of horse racing, the demise of boxing. They're next on the list if they're not careful.
Yeah, the big cities are still making it really easily. I mean, they have big crowds every night. But where we live, Pittsburgh and Cleveland, is 2 of the toughest places.
That's what my father used to. Someone would say there were a lot of people at Yankee Stadium. There should be.
Yeah, they make it easily.
You know what I mean? Now you're talking Cincinnati, where they drive from Kentucky, Pittsburgh, where they drive from Altoona, Cleveland, where they drive from Boardman.
Right.
They're fighting for people.
Yeah, and that's the one you got to watch for, and that's why hopefully that one of those teams each year makes a run and keeps some of the small teams in the market for the World Series.
Well, what about that 4 best? In your mind, is that better than a one game where anything can happen? Do you like the best of 3 format?
I like the best of 3. I always wanted that.
Fairer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted that, and hopefully it's the home field for the better record.
And the better team wins more often.
Yeah.
Is that our goal?
Yeah, that's what I want. So yeah, one game anybody can win.
Okay, the traditional wild cards will play each other. Division winner with a worse record will face the other wild. Kind of like football. They borrow from football a little bit. When we talk about the NBA down the road, they borrowed from, I think it's English soccer.
Okay.
You know, with that 10-9, 8-7 stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit. The bottom line is, when it's all over, World Series is best to see. Now, what this does to me, just from seeing this, all the records, like most homers in the postseason and all, they're all moot.
They're all asterisks.
Yogi had 7 games.
Yeah, they're
and
asterisks.
These guys have 17.
Yeah.
Who's going to hit more homers?
Yeah, so I never look at the rules today because they've changed so much that I never even think about it. There's people spending money out there to try to get in the World Series. Rangers and Mets really splurged. Getting Seager and getting Simeon and getting John Gray to pitch, Mets getting Marte and Canna. So there's people out there spending money. It's not a guarantee, but I sure take my chances.
See, we have a buddy. We just think 26 of the teams have no chance.
Yeah, I believe that.
And well, how about this? All I know is right now I'm going to cross out 14 teams.
For sure.
And I hate to say our local teams are 2 of them.
Yeah, no, there's no chance at all.
The other thing I saw that I was interested in, mathematics to break any ties.
Yeah.
Are we good on that?
That's the first time they've done it. We'll see how it works out. I don't know what the mathematics are using. I know head-to-head be one of them, but
yeah. So Mets and Rangers, you said $800 million. And they're the Mets. I mean, if you had luck, be no luck at all, would be like the first. Scherzer comes out, he's got a lump in his upper leg or something, and the stinking DeGrom's out 2 months. So I want to give the guy credit for spending the money, but
Yeah, sometimes luck's involved in it. You know that,
yeah.
George.
No.
Question about it.
Please tell me I was lucky one time back in the day when they say, well, so and so did. I'll be the lucky guy. I want you to say, you know what? He won that game. He's the luckiest guy.
I'd rather hit lucky than good. That's one of the lines of all time. No question about it.
Here's the one that surprised me, and I want to run it past you because you really follow baseball. I watch it, but I don't call myself a follower. I watch, a couple innings here, a couple innings there, flip a channel, watch another one. But when I was looking for homes for Carlos Correa, like if you'd have given me 5 shots, I said, what, the Yankees?
Right.
Minnesota.
Yeah, that one surprised me. I think it surprised everybody. I have no idea what they were thinking. It was not smart. I'd rather get 3 good players instead of one big one for one player. He's not going to change the landscape of Minnesota. I think it was a bad move. That's why Tampa Bay always gets it right. They never go out and they throw everything on one guy. It just doesn't work.
And another thing, too, Correa can leave this year.
He will leave.
He'll do it again.
He's going to leave.
So he's basically
free agent.
Free agent.
Yeah, he is. He's a rental. He's a rental.
Yeah, that's what gets me mad in August.
Minnesota must think that they can win it all.
Really?
They wouldn't have done it. They have to think that way. Because remember, if he's a rental, they got to think they can put all the marbles.
Getting out of the cellar. What that means?
1 year.
A's blew it up. You surprised?
No, the A's and the Reds. No,
you say something. Though. You said something interesting one day. We were in the radio, and I really listened closely. When the A's blow it up, you think they have a plan.
They always have a plan.
When Pittsburgh blows it up, you're not sure.
Yeah, they're completely different.
Okay.
A's
Go ahead, talk about
A's
it.
have the best plan in baseball. That was Tampa Bay. For the salary they use, they know exactly when. They don't keep their players too long, and they always get great prospects back. And that is the way to go if you're a team that does not spend a lot of money. That's what they did. They got rid of Chapman. They got rid of Mantilla.
Olsen, Bassett, and Chapman.
But they get great prospects
Young
back.
ones,
Yes.
So what do we wait? A couple years?
That's how you do it. And that's what they'll do. They'll be down for a couple of years. All of a sudden, Oakland will show up in the playoffs again.
So how do they do it? They don't spend any money.
That's how they do it.
Now, the Reds, I mean, you can't go by one series, but, they were competitive in Atlanta in a small 4-game series. But through the, course of the season, they cut it pretty thin.
Right.
You're not sure on them, huh?
Yeah, well, the Reds are the Reds. They're not good when they are good. So they
remember the year they made it.
They made the right moves.
Remember the year they made the playoffs and
made last year with pitching. They had really good pitching.
Remember, you and I were just going completely crazy. They had all those guys on. They never once tried, and it appeared it was going to be a 1-run game.
Yeah, all their games were 1-run games last year because they had such good pitching. That's the way that works.
Now let's look at the top teams, and we'll talk about them later. We'll go over our awards, our guys for MVP, Cy Young, etc. How do you not like? And I looked at the win totals for the Dodgers. My goodness! I mean, if they don't win 100, I'll be now. Once again, the first thing I do, tell me if I'm wrong, I look at San Diego, San Francisco, and Colorado because almost a third of their games are against them.
Right.
Am I right in looking like that?
Yeah, I think you do. I really believe you do. The Dodgers, we'll find out about their pitching. If their pitching holds up, my thought is immediately, though, that it doesn't matter if it does hold up, they're going to get 2 more. So that's why I don't look at the Dodgers the same way I look at everybody else.
See, and I'm the same in basketball. Like, they'll go, boy, the Memphis Grizzlies are the youngest team in the league. And I go, well, that's wonderful if you're selling shave cream or something. Mm-hmm. But I know what's going to happen. The Lakers, we got to talk about that later on, too, firing the coach in the media. Nothing drives me crazier. But the Dodgers, I hear Kershaw's found a fountain of youth. Guy said he saw him the other day.
Not really.
You think as it goes?
Yeah, the longer you pitch, the arm goes. So,
I got you.
Yeah, so there's no question about that. Dodgers will be the team though, that beat in baseball because of the money they spend.
Yeah.
And the Yankees will be right there the same way.
I was looking at the teams going in. I was wanting to give you like some kind of like revelation, like I got, and I'm thinking, if you don't think the Dodgers are going to be in there, then you're naive.
Yeah, Dodgers are in there.
Now, let's talk. I mean, they could maybe, you just grab Freddie Freeman on a Monday night like it's nothing.
Yeah, that's why the Dodgers are going to be in there. They'll get what they need. Whatever they need, they're going to go out and get
They
it.
have almost all-stars. Trey Turner.
Yeah, but their pitching's not good. So I never look at the field.
Bueller got beat the other. I saw. In other words, you need more than Bueller.
Yes.
Yeah, and the lefty that wears the silver glasses, I don't ever expect too much from him. Now let's talk about the Yankees. Though. They won the first couple of games against the Red Sox, and you can't go by the first series. But at the same time, when you win 92, you don't want to start out.
Yeah, that means
0-5.
nothing to me. Early in the year, because last year, that's who was last place for a month and a half.
Oh yeah,
Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
guess who was in first place for a month and a half?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
See, I didn't think Atlanta was going to get out of there last year. I was surprised in
But
August.
I'm saying to you, please don't do what George just said.
Yeah,
Thinking
you
after
can't.
one
Yeah,
series.
yeah, you can't.
We're talking after one series.
Yeah, how'd they look? Yeah,
Please
how'd
don't
they
look
look?
after one series.
No.
It is truly a miracle. It's 162 games.
Well, how about the Red Sox Yankees? It's on. You don't have to find them on the Dow.
No.
They're on.
Well, they have to play. That's the one that Major League Baseball does.
You have TBS
they're
or
putting,
TNT.
They're putting those two teams on as much as they can.
The guy the other day called this talk show. Listen to me. He said, he goes, I haven't seen the Orioles play in 5 years.
I don't think he will.
The guy says, what do you mean? He goes, I'm a veteran. I'm disabled. On a fixed income, I can't afford cable. And they're never the game of the week.
Right.
When are the Orioles ever the game of the week?
That's the truth.
You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. Hey, I was looking the other day. Is it possible that we get 4 teams from the AL East?
It's going to happen. I don't think there's any doubt.
Really?
I don't think it's possible. I'm positive.
And that's with them sharking each other.
Yeah, when they had a couple teams in the playoffs, those 4 teams are in. I look at the other teams. There's nobody really close to those.
I was thinking the other day. It's not bad enough Baltimore's lousy. They have to play them 70-something times.
Yes.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah, next year it's going to help a lot. They're going to a balanced schedule, yeah.
I was doing the math in my head. 30 teams, that's 29 other teams. 160, you only have to play 6 times.
That's all you play. That's what you play 6 times.
Yeah. So, I mean, really,
That's it.
if you like. See, I would tell you why I like that better. You know how in the NFL they go, they won the division and they're the wild card. And I said, yeah, but they don't play the same teams.
Yeah, it's different.
If you don't play the same teams, how are you comparing? That's like comparing the win totals for Bryant and Clemson.
Right.
They don't play the same
play
team.
the same team.
Let's talk about the Astros. I'm always leery. I saw yesterday, it was something neat. They were interviewing this kid's parents in the stands when the Angels, he came up the bat and hit the home run right where they were. That was
another rookie hitter. Yes.
So evidently they know what. And you had told me earlier, watch Verlander. You had heard stuff.
He's fine. He's fine. He's going to pitch. He's going to pitch well. He takes care of himself. He's the guy that does a lot of training. So I think he'll be fine.
Is he one of those guys that always like the martial arts or whatever?
Yeah,
in other words, he does everything.
He's in everything. Yes.
And he's married to one of those hot movie
Yes.
stars too. He's got a good life. Hey, Correa's gone. The problem is they got other hitters. I saw the other day.
They got lots of hitters.
They were looking at there was a prop on FanDuel or something. Altuve was right there prominent. I said, that little guy, I don't know
He's
what
always
he does,
around.
but can that boy hit a ball?
Alvarez is the one that's coming though.
Yeah.
and that's the one you want.
Jordan Alvarez.
Tucker and Alvarez are the two young guys that you're going to really. And I really like Tucker more than Alvarez. To tell you the truth.
So they must be. Let's talk about this team because there was a time last year, Tony, he waddled out to the home plate. There was a beanball incident or something, and Tony Russo. But the bottom
He's
line,
always been that way. He's always in the middle of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Always. He's
Buck
always
is
in the middle of
already
stuff.
first weekend. Buck's in there too.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that in a little bit. They lost to the Astros last year in the ALDS. They're going to be in it just for no other reason. That's the division to be in.
It's better division than it used to be though.
Oh,
No. Detroit's better. Kansas City. Yeah.
But they're not White Sox
good,
good, right?
You can't compare it to the East. You can't.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
But White Sox are not going to just.
And how about last year? The Giants won more games than the Dodgers.
Yeah, so that's why you can't say that. I will not say that it's easy for the White Sox. I don't put them in the same category as the.
Now
as
their
the
ERA
regular-
last year 3.73, and today that's not bad.
No, anytime you're in the threes at all.
Yeah.
That's considered good. Yes, no question about
But
that.
here's the team that when I was looking at my over-unders for the year, the team that not surprised me, but I didn't realize how high it would be, and that was the Blue Jays.
Well, every media guy is picking
the
Toronto to win it.
Well, Vegas has them, so
Yeah.
they don't make mistakes. In my mind, they don't make
Yeah,
mistakes.
so when we look at Vegas much more do the
Yeah.
people that stay, they know everything. But they're all picking Toronto over Yankees, Boston, and Tampa. I'll believe when I see it. That's like Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State. I'll believe when I see it.
I'll lose one, like I did. I lost that year, but I won 8 straight.
I'll believe when if Toronto knocks out those 3 teams, that means they're really, really good. They can hit it. We'll see how their pitching holds
50
up.
and 33 last year, second half.
That's another reason why they're picking them.
And they hit
come on strong.
262 homers.
Yeah, they come on strong.
Will Chapman make a big difference to them?
No, he's not a difference maker because they need pitching. They got enough hitting already. We'll find out how they're pitching.
Did they grab a couple pitchers?
Yeah, they did.
All right.
We'll see what they do, but that doesn't. It's a long season. See if they stay healthy. That is always my number one check mark. Pitching goes down one after the other, and please don't tell me about starting pitching anyway because they only pitch 5 innings.
I learned my lesson.
It's all bullpens.
Hey, I learned.
It's all bullpen.
I'm listening to a show the other night. The guy's talking, and he's out in Vegas, and it's a betting show, and the guy's saying, so here's the trouble you make, because I made this mistake, 79 Pirates. My buddy would say, who you have? I said, I have whoever. He goes, you're making a mistake. I said, what do you mean? He said, it's a 6-inning game. He said he's going to bring in Romo, Jackson, and Tekulve.
Right.
And you're betting against Rooker, who won't be there anyway.
Every team does it today.
Now it's
every team.
It's standard.
No, it's every team. It's 5 innings now. It's not even 6.
Yeah.
So the best way, if you're going to bet a starting pitcher, you're going to bet 5 innings. You're going to bet the first 5 innings. Yeah. You never go past that because he's not going to be in there.
Let's talk about the Brewers a little bit.
They have the best pitching. There's no question about that. The best pitch staff in the major leagues is starting pitching is Milwaukee. That's why everybody's picking them. If they hit the ball, Yelich had a really bad year. I don't know how he's going to do what he's going to do this year.
I saw he had
he'll have to come through.
He had a hit the other day in Chicago in a big situation, just won. But I mean, last year he slumped, and I remember seeing them last year and thinking there's something wrong with him.
Yeah, he lost his power. And I have no idea, but I know that without him hitting like he was, they'll be out quick again.
Now there's a division. That's a strange division though. Pirates over under like 60 plus, 65.
That's a weak division.
Reds destroyed their team. Brewers, okay. Cardinals, they never give in. The Cubs, in the process of rebuilding, I know this
they still
young
spend
kid.
money. So the Cubs
and they have more to spend.
Yeah, they do.
That's the big thing.
They still spend money. But it's a weak division. So if you just play decent, get in the 80s.
You think 90 to win it, 97?
Oh, 90 will win it for sure.
90 to 72.
You get to 88, you'll win it in that league.
Okay, now how about the Rays? Let's talk about them.
That's the team. Don't ever go against them.
I'll tell you, when you have respect, when you're kind of in the transition and you're over under 85.5, what's that tell you?
Well, and the only reason it's 85.5 because the league they're in. If they were a different league, it'd be 90.
Yeah, that league.
Yeah, that's all. But that Tampa Bay has the best
division is
young
filthy.
pitching, and they have done it the right way. They put all their young studs in the bullpen, so they know it's a 5-inning game. They're pretty smart. Them and Oakland are pretty smart how to.
Are they the first opener?
Yes,
they
were the
pretty
first
much.
Opener. They were the first over. Yep. Cash.
I hate that
does
word,
that all
by
the
the
time.
way. I don't like that.
And that's what it is, though. The guy can pitch with 1 inning and he's out.
Turn the whole batting order around,
that's
right?
That's all they try to do.
The team that surprised me last year, not just me. There, it's August. Acuna gets hurt, and the one guy gets in trouble for assault on his wife. I'm like, they gave up. And then next thing I know, they bring 2 new guys in, and the rest is history.
That's the thing, they didn't give up. That's why Atlanta. That's why.
No, they didn't. But you thought they would. Yeah.
Most people thought they would have, but they went back and they went out and said, "Okay, we're gonna get 4 outfielders." Now Zuna's back.
Yeah.
And Acuna's back. Both of them are back, so they'll be fine if they get their pitching. Notice I mentioned pitching about 10 times on the show already. Everybody looks at their teams. I look more at the pitching staffs. Can they hold up for 162 games from 1 to 13? You have to use all 13 pitchers, no question about it. This year they started with 16 because of the holdout. They'll be down to 13 next week. You have 13 pitchers that can pitch.
That will pitch. That will pitch.
They're all going to pitch.
Which means you only have 3 guys on the bench, too.
Yes,
that's the other thing, because you're out at DH.
Major change.
If you count that as 10, you have 2.
Yeah, the DH really help now because they don't need an extra pinch hitter.
They're not bonding or
they're
anything.
just going to play left against lefty, right against righty. That's the
Playing
that's
American
the way they
League,
play.
what we used to call American League baseball.
Yes.
Surprise teams. We didn't speak, but I knew because it's my over bet in FanDuel, and that's the Phillies.
Well, that's my favorite team on baseball.
How about that? We didn't talk about
Yeah, that's my favorite team. I think the Phillies are really going to be good.
it. Yeah.
You'll hear my awards later on. That's the league. I think picking up Schwarber and
Absolutely.
Castellanos
Castellanos is going to hit, and Schwarber, he'll give you that poke, that big poke. He's powerful.
Dangerous. He's dangerous all the time.
Now, does he have to DH?
And it doesn't make a difference. If out of the league, they probably DH him, but he'll get lined up once a week.
Put him in left
He's a
field or
DH,
something.
yeah.
That's what I thought. But Harper's a star. We know Harper's a star.
Superstar, not just a star.
Absolutely.
He should have MVP last year.
Uh-huh.
And they helped their bullpen. That's what I thought. Philadelphia's bullpen cost them so many games last year. Corey Knebel and Familia Familia is a dangerous guy because you never can expect. He has great stuff, but I'll take that chance.
When I used to have the
chance.
Mets and they brought him in,
I'll take the chance.
I'd be like this out.
Yeah, he is one of those guys.
Now, he might strike them all out.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dangerous.
He might strike
but he's
them
not
all
going to be
out.
the closer, which helps. If he was a closer, then it gets more nervous. No
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
I love the Phillies too,
Because
George.
when he come in for the Mets, I'd be like, I better watch because anything he might 98. He might strike three guys out.
He's capable of doing it. No question about that.
You know what I hate with these relievers and Kimber was that nibbling. They're making the manager nuts.
They're not trying to nibble.
Yeah,
They don't have good command.
That's the problem.
Yeah, they don't.
Now I
have
know
good
you
command.
like this team. Tell us a little bit about the Mariners.
Oh, they're on the rise. Yeah, they're on the rise. They have young players that are just betting to be stars.
Let me ask you though: if you stopped a guy in the street and you said, "How many did they win last year?" How many would say 90?
Yeah, they have no idea.
Okay.
They just won. They just kept winning every.
By
day.
the way, that's 5-4, just to show you how strange the numbers is. If you can win 5 and lose 4,
Explained it to my wife last night.
yeah, 90 and 72.
The object in baseball is win a series.
Oh, if you win 2 out of 3,
Yeah, win a series.
no, you're going to win 108.
Yes.
You're out in the
But
ozone.
you don't put that in your mind. Though.
No.
2 out of 3 wins 108 games.
See that? Well, let's talk about the inverse because we were talking about the rotten Pirates, and we were talking about that the other day.
They'll
and
win 1 out of 3.
I said to him on the phone, I said, "This game Sunday's proof. They're down 3-0. I think they're going to lose again. They get hot, score a bunch of runs. That gives them 54.
Yes.
So basically, they need to find 10 wins in 5 months. Mm-hmm. They can do that.
Yes.
And don't say they're any good.
They stink.
You know what I'm saying.
Yes, they stink.
I mean, that's the difference.
They stink. They all.
So you think the Mariners are definitely they're definitely a thought.
Yes.
I agree 1,000%. Here's a team. You and I remember one night we were BSing on the phone, and I said, I think the Tigers are going to be better. And that was before Correa went to Minnesota, though. And I was thinking, okay, because I saw, I'm looking. I've seen them on TV a few times, and last year they began a little bit.
Oh, they're playing better.
Yeah.
They went out and got Baez from the Cubs and put their money where their mouth was. Give him credit. I think that he'll have a great year. I'll look for Baez to have
And
a
they
great
went
year.
77
Yeah, that's what.
and
yes.
85. That's not bad.
No, they're fine, and they're getting better all along. They're young starting pitching, which I really like. Detroit's one. The 3 surprises teams we have are Philadelphia, Seattle, and Detroit.
we think Philly, big things.
Yes.
Seattle, pretty big things. And Detroit, just so much better than they were.
Yeah, that's what
I got
said.
a buddy, he called me the other day. He's a Detroit nut. Back to Al Kaline. He said, and he's always negative.
Gotcha.
But he's got to deal with the Lions, the Pistons. No, I mean, it would make you
That is
negative.
tough.
It would make you negative
tough.
after a while.
That is tough.
Your Lions are your team, and they haven't been good since Wayne Fonts.
Yes.
And the Pistons go back to the bad boys. And the Tigers, I can't. I'm trying to think.
That's tough being a Detroit Cleveland fan. It is.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. The Cavs are a little better this year, though. I mean, they're better, and they put it that way. Now, the lousy teams. I don't think. I played this. See, we didn't speak either. I played Arizona under for the year.
Well, Arizona's really bad. I think they won 52 games last year or something like that. And the Pirates, everybody knows about the Pirates, and everybody knows about the Orioles. But we're going to tell you ahead of time, they're not getting any better.
Let's talk
All
about
3 of the teams stink.
the Diamondbacks. 52 and 110. You almost have to try to be that bad.
Well, don't forget who they're with. We talked about the league.
Yes.
As I said,
Yes.
you're playing with the
Yes.
Dodgers, Giants, and San Diego.
And even that stinking Colorado is so dangerous in their own park.
Yeah, they are good at
I
home.
mean, let's be honest.
No, they are really good.
You
They're
like going against
They're
them
one
at
of the
home?
worst teams on the road in the world,
Absolutely.
and really good. But no one plays on the road worse than Arizona. I mean,
Well, they come into Pittsburgh last year.
I think they lost 24 in a row.
Those were the ones that put Pittsburgh. Remember, Pittsburgh was fiddle-faddling with that number last year, 64, 65. But they come into Pittsburgh, and I'm like, they gave up. I'm like,
Fiddle-faddling was 64.
yeah, that's how bad. Yeah. I mean, let's face it, they're right.
Yes.
But the Orioles, they're right there, 52 and 110. I mean, what are you saying?
What I'm saying is we're predicting they're not going to be any better. Sometimes you can say, I really see that. I see 2 years. Now, you ask me 2 years from now, the Orioles and the Pirates will be much better. They're the two strongest farm systems in baseball.
Yep.
They have people coming to play, but not right now.
And there's the Orioles. I don't want to beat it over the head, but they play who 72 times?
Yeah.
Red Sox, Yankees, Tampa, and Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's it's a tough call.
No, absolutely. I agree 1,000%. Who do you think will win the most? Just curious. We'll talk about our picks. Who do you think will win the most games? Not that it matters. It really doesn't.
Oh, the Dodgers.
Dodgers going to win.
Why would I? I wouldn't go. I wouldn't even think. I wouldn't think anything.
I was trying to think in my mind. Could I pick anyone to win more? I said I would be hoping because I don't root. I don't like the Dodgers win. I don't like that Moneyball nonsense. And in my mind, that's Moneyball.
Yeah, they spend all the
Buy
money.
who you want.
Yeah.
All right, ALCS. Who you got?
Well, I really like the Yankees a lot, and so I'm all over the Yankees this year. That's a team I'm going all in. I love their bullpen, and I'm going with the media saying how good Blue Jays are, how they mash the ball. I think the Blue Jays will spend and get another guy in August also. So that's why I have ALCS. I have the Yanks over the Blue Jays. NCLS, the Dodgers are going to be there for sure. I just don't know who they're going to play.
I have Brewers,
but
it's not a. I don't know how it's going to play out.
And I have the team I said is going to be the biggest jump is the Phillies. I think they're going to surprise everybody all year.
Well, I hope you're right.
I'm all over the Phillies. That's what I think that's the team. And on this show, we very seldom just take.
No, we don't take chalk.
Chalk, yeah.
No,
so
we're not into the chalk.
So I really like the Phillies over the Dodgers. And in the World Series, I have the Yankees beating the Phillies. So I have the Yankees the world champs
absolutely,
this year.
Absolutely.
It's based on their bullpen. I rate bullpens. That's what I see how good the Yankees bullpen is. And I do believe they're going to go out and get one more starter if in this division.
Well, come July, one thing about the Yankees, if they're in it in July,
yes,
they're not going to get cheap at that particular.
Not a chance.
AL MVP.
Who do you have, George?
Well, I have the Brewers and Dodgers.
All right.
And I have Houston and the White Sox.
Okay.
And the World Series, I dislike the Dodgers so much that it clouds. See, I rooted for them as a kid. I was at the World Series when the Orioles swept them 4 straight in 64, 65. I don't like.
Proud of them now because of the money they spend, huh?
Yeah, I don't like the manager either. I don't know why.
Okay.
It's not there's not like a specific reason. Now, my MVP in the American League, I got Guerrero.
From Toronto?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got Stanton from the Yankees. I'm going all in with the Yankees this
and
year.
I'd go Trout. He's always a safe pick.
Right. Well, those are two safe. Everybody's picking Guerrero, so you're on the same
NL
track.
MVP, I got Soto, and I have Harper as my 2. I don't mind seeing Harper.
Yeah, I think Harper's going to clear.
Well, your bet.
I'm going to match with the teams with the team.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
In other words, if you're right, Harper's going to do it.
Yeah, and so I'm matching the team because I have a hard time believing that Washington, as bad as they're going to be, and I don't think they're going to be great.
No.
Can be an MVP on a bad team.
Give me your Cy Young in the American League. I got Bieber.
Well, if he pitches like he's been pitched, he can do it. I got Garrett Cole.
How can you go wrong with Cole?
So I went Yankees and I went Philadelphia.
Okay, how about Cy Young? I got
in
the National. I got Burns
from Milwaukee. That's the team you picked, by the way.
Corbin Burns.
And I have Zach Wheeler from Philly. So we went the teams we picked.
How about the rookie, Witt Jr.?
Yeah, he's definitely the rookie.
Everybody loves him.
He's a sensational
Hey, I was
player.
reading. I don't know much about this kid. I see he homered yesterday for the Cubs. Seiya Suzuki.
Oh yeah, he got big money. He also paid
Japanese star.
Paid big money.
So these guys were good before.
Yeah.
You got anything for your manager or anybody?
Well, I want to say Bob Bronson.
You know who I have? I have Girardi.
I want to say Stout. I want to make sure I get Bryson Stott out there for Philadelphia. He's going to be my rookie of the year guy.
Okay.
So
and then I got Charlie Montella, and I have Joe Girardi because, as you say, I'm expecting a big year from the Phillies.
Yeah, and I think Girardi will help him a lot through. I really believe he's a great manager. So I'll stick with that because I pick the Phillies all the way.
Hey, you heard it. These are our predictions for Major League Baseball. Thanks again for watching. Bottom Line Sports Talk. See you next week.